What's up guys, this is 22nd Century Gaming here with another video. So I'm doing this video on GTA Online. Thing is, I want to bring you guys a full, and when I say full I do mean full, and comprehensive guide on the Cayo Perico Heist. With that being said, I will provide examples, and at the end of the video you will see a whole clip of me doing the actual heist. So without further ado guys, this is 22nd CG, also known as 22nd Century Gaming. If you haven't hit the subscribe button guys, go ahead and do so now. Turn bell notifications on. It keeps me putting out more content and let you know at the time that I do. With that being said, this is 22nd CG. Let's jump right in. Alright guys, well first things first, the first thing you want to do if you haven't unlocked the heist yet is to go ahead and go to the Diamond Casino and go to the back or the left hand side. There's going to be an entrance to a club. That club is called the Music Locker. I'm going to show it on the map right now. But thing is, then once you do that, basically you talk with the Martin's son. It's something Madrazo. I'm not sure what his name is, but you talk to him, and thing is, he gives you this whole scheme. And basically what it does is open up the Kosaka, the submarine that you use for the heist, for purchase. And you can purchase that there in Warstock. I bring it up on my phone after the map portion right now. But thing is, yeah, you purchase that. I'm not sure how much it is because I already have it. And thing is, it doesn't tell you. The only option you get after you buy it is to renovate it. But with that being said, the next thing you want to do basically after you buy the Kosaka is go ahead and go to it. Just you're gonna have to get a boat, or if you have an oppressor, go ahead and fly. And then if you have the oppressor, you can go ahead and land on the submarine in front and just kind of be careful and then return it to storage. But once you get to the submarine, you want to go inside and you want to go to the planning board. Once there, you'll probably notice that you don't have access to all the tabs or menus that I'm about to show on screen, but that's alright. The gather intel is the only one you'll have access to at first, but thing is, I figured I'd show you these a little bit ahead of time. So with that being said, just give me a second to get it up on screen here and I'll be right back on. Alright guys, so we're here, and the first thing you'll notice is there's three tabs on top. There's Intel, Prep, and Finale. Finale is locked until you complete the Intel and all of the Prep. But with that being said, we're going to focus on the Prep right now. As you can see, there's sub-missions within the different tabs of the missions that you have to complete for the Prep, such as, let's see, approach vehicles, weapon loadout, things like that. And basically these little submissions, they're not too difficult. They take about anywhere, some of them can take about 15 minutes, but there's not much more than that, and you'll get used to them. And if you're doing it the way I show you how to do it, then it'll be really simple because you don't have to do them all. You only have to do a select few. But to get a little more in detail, the three tabs that are there under Prep are basically weapon loadout, equipment, and approach vehicles. Approach vehicles is on, I actually did them backwards, but approach vehicles is on top. I usually do this one first, but it really doesn't matter what order you do these missions in, guys. It has no effect on the finale at all. With that being said, I go ahead and do the one of the approach. Well, the thing is, if you're doing this heist the easy way, which is the way I'm going to show you, then you'll realize that you only ever have to do one approach vehicle, and that is the Kosaka. You don't need to get other ones ready and, you know, think about it or try to have the choice. I've done that in the past when I first started being a little excited about the heist and all. But the thing is, all you really got to do is do one, and that is the Kosaka. I'll tell you why later on. But for right now, I'm going to go ahead and just move on. Really move back, but same difference. Thing is, I want to do a gather intel mission and show you guys exactly how to do that. I'll provide the example on screen. Thing is, it's not too difficult. It's pretty simple, but you can fail it a bunch of times if you move too quick or if you're not used to doing it. That being said, I want to show you guys exactly how I get this done every time. That way there's no confusion about it. So give me a couple seconds here, guys. So I'm sorry about having to jump off and jump back on. This is a very long video, and thing is, I didn't want it to stretch this far. But for the sake of providing all the examples and giving you guys exactly what you need in order to be successful in this heist every time, thing is, I went ahead and made it a kind of a long one. But thing is, that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and jump off, and I'll be right back on when the gather intel starts. Alright guys, well I started the mission to gather intel. I'm gonna make my way to Grapeseed, but before I do, I wanna go ahead and talk about something. If you can get an oppressor guys to do these missions, it'll help you out tons and tons. I mean, it just that it blows anything else out of the water. Helicopters, cars, I mean flying motorcycles, this is the best way to do it. It makes it so much faster, and you'll just plow through the equipment ones, the weapon ones, even the approach vehicles like I'm doing right now. But I will say I do have missiles on it, so I'm not going to ask you to get a terabyte, because in all fairness, that's like $6 million. But with that being said, basically, if you have one, great. If not, well, you'll be alright with that one. You can do a couple rounds of the heist, then buy yourself one if you want. But all that I'm doing here, guys, I flew to this location of this smuggler plane. Then you just kill the smugglers. You'll probably have like one vehicle there, blow it up. Then be careful not to blow up the plane, and then just go ahead and get on the plane and fly south. It'll give you a marker, but you are flying south. You're basically trying to get off of Los Santos and into the Cayo Perico Island. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump off screen once again, guys. I'm sorry I have to keep doing this, but there's really no point in me talking over the gameplay when I'm not discussing anything. So that it'll be about 2 or 3, honestly probably about 30 seconds, and I'll be back on. Thanks guys, thanks a lot.
Fly south. Then keep flying south until you hear the sound of the angry blonde Colombian on Trabador Beach. Coordinates are with you now. Disguises should be in back of plane. You can change on the way. And leave your weapons. Mr. Rubio will not trust.
Alright guys, so here we are, we're at the island. Thing is, all you're going to want to do is get off the plane, and if you notice when you get off, there's a motorbike right in front of you. Go ahead and, it's sometimes a motorbike, I think it's always a motorbike, matter of fact, but go ahead and grab it. It's right there to your left a little bit. Thing is, if you grab it, just drive off the road to the right, and then keep going straight for a while. If this is your first time doing it, you're not gonna be doing the smuggler plane. You're gonna start at a party. But truth be told, if you're doing that, it's really the same. There's really no difference. You'll just start at a road a little bit ahead. It's actually a little better to start at the party because you don't have to travel so far. But thing is that if you're doing that, then you'll understand. I'll pass the road and I'll make note of it when I do. But yeah, so if you're not doing it like that and you've done this heist, so you have the Kosaka, or well, yeah, it would have to be. Then go ahead and just follow these steps. Thing is, all you're gonna want to do for the easy way, all you're gonna want to do is that's the place you want to get, the comms tower. You're right here. So all you want to do is head to the right and basically stay off the roads until you get to the first checkpoint. That checkpoint is right there, right to the right a little bit. Thing is, yeah, so truth be told, once you get there, the only thing you're going to do is go to the right, and you're going to hide in some bushes along the wall. Be careful not to get caught, guys, because you'll get thrown off and have to start all the way from the beginning. But yeah, you just want to, you'll see right now. I'm just going to let you guys watch it. Although before I do, I just want to tell you guys, I'm actually on the road right now where the party is. If you start the Cayo Perico Heist for the first time, that's where you'll come out. So I just want to make note of that. Alright guys, thanks. Alright guys, well once you follow that water and you cross it right here and you get to these docks, all you do is just follow the water and then cross it, and then you'll get right here. And then you're just going to want to go in front of a post and jump up. If you jump up in front of the normal ledge, it doesn't let you do it. I don't know why. But yeah, and then once you're here, just I'm not going to commentate through the whole thing. I think it's kind of monotonous, but thing is that if you do get right here, you're almost to the part where you're not going to have any guards around and you can just head to the comms tower. It's pretty simple from this point on. But I will jump back on screen once it gets to the point that that you're at the tower and you have to do the little hack. So with that being said, well, we're almost there now. I'll be back on in a second.
Do not assume access point to the network will be the same this time. Signal box may have moved. Check high, check low.
Alright guys, here we are. Thing is, sometimes you have to climb up the ladder to find the box. For me, it wasn't my first time doing it, so thing is, it was on the bottom. But with that being said, you're basically just going to want to open it up, and once you get in there, it's sort of like a math problem, I guess you might say, because there's 3 numbers on the left, and then the things on the right there that they connect to, they're multipliers. Sometimes it just keeps the number by itself. But as you can see, I put 8 over the middle one, and it turned to 80. So basically, you just want to do the math, and you want the target. That's the target number up top, and you want the final. You want all the numbers that you connect to the right to end up adding up on that bottom indicator to the number above. So basically, it's like I put the 6 in the middle, so it equals 60 because it's times 10, and then I put the 8. Both of those ones on the right are just a singular one; they don't multiply. So I connected those two. It doesn't matter which order, and thing is, it gave me 72. So with that being said, once you do that, you'll open up the camera feed, and thing is, with the camera, you're going to be able to scope almost everything you need to scope except for one thing, and that is the most important, and that's the way the heist is done, the easiest method, and that would have to be the drainage tunnel. So that being said, I'll tell you how to scope the drainage tunnel in a second, but for right now, go ahead and access the camera feed, and once you do, you'll notice you're at the panther, or you're at the animal cages. Just go to the right, guys, the quickest way, and once you do that, you'll notice that you get to the basement. Here's where the primary target is always at every single time. Thing is, usually it's in that case, but for your first time, it'll be in the safe. Whichever one that it turns out to be for that time that you're doing it, go ahead and just scope it. Then go ahead and continue on the camera feed to the right, and you'll notice there's different storages. You'll scope a whole bunch of different stuff. Make sure you rotate the camera all the way, because sometimes there's 2 in 1. But you'll find gold, art, cash. Yeah, I think those 3 are about it. But yeah, so I didn't scope I forgot to scope the safe, so I went back or something. But in this case, the time that I'm doing it, it's bonds in the safe. But I think it can be different stuff in there every time, so just check. It really doesn't matter because you're gonna go there regardless. But thing is, if you look in the office, sometimes there's a painting on that right-hand side there, a little in front where you just saw. Thing is, that's useful. Thing is, once you're done, the last thing I'll note is that you can scope other entry and exit points for the compound when you're in these cameras, but if you're doing it the way I'm showing, all that, it doesn't even matter, so I'm not even going to go into it. But if you keep going through the camera and rotating, you'll see, you'll get it. Alright guys, well the next thing you're going to want to do before you get off the island, I know you're probably itching to get on with the heist, but the next thing coming is basically the most important part to the whole thing out of all the prep, intel, everything. This one it's actually, well, I'll just tell you what it is. It's the drainage tunnel. The drainage tunnel was an entry point to the Cayo Perico heist, and basically thing is, if you have this entry point, you get access directly to the compound. You get direct access to the compound. Thing is, if you get that access, it makes the whole thing so quick and so easy. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And thing is, I'm going to show it on the map right now. You want to basically go in that general area. It's actually pretty precise, but thing is, that's where it's at. It's right there where I GPS'd it and put the marker. It's right behind Mr. Rubio's compound, or Rubio's compound. Called him Mr. Thing is, Then once you get there, guys, be careful not to get caught along the way. Thing is, if you do get caught, you'll get taken back to the plane, and it is kind of a far distance to travel again after having to make your way all the way to that comms tower. But thing is, once you get there, just go in the water and go underwater, and just look for an area with a drainage tunnel. You'll know when you see it, because I believe it tells you or something, or marks it on the map. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't, you'll know when you see it. It's right against the wall on the shore, right behind this compound. And thing is, once that's done, then you can get off the island. You don't have to gather any more intel. You don't have to do anything else, not one single thing. You can go ahead and leave. Thing is, once you leave, there's an easy way to get out, by the way, if you're far away from the plane and you don't want to travel that whole distance. Just go ahead and get caught by a guard. Go ahead and walk into their field of vision or their cone. Thing is, they'll catch you and they'll put you back right next to it. Alright guys, well, once you enter the plane and go back to Los Santos, the next thing you're going to want to do is go back to your board. But thing is, for the purpose of this guide, I'm just going to talk about what's on screen. Basically, that I'm going to do a mission here, a prep mission. It's in the approach vehicles tab, and it's the submarine. If you get the drainage tunnel, then you only ever want to do the sub. You don't want to ever do any other type of approach vehicle. Thing is, basically, you're just going to head up to the island in the sub, and you're going to swim. I don't want to tell you, but you're going to swim to the tunnel. Sorry guys, but there was really no other way around it. Thing is, the next thing that we're going to talk about is basically this mission that I'm about to launch. I'm just going to provide an example of it on screen, and that way, you know, that you're not flying into a blind. And I think I might have mentioned that, but I just didn't want you guys to go into a blind and thinking, oh, I don't know what to do, or I don't know if it's going to take too long, I don't even know if I want to do it. So with that being said, thing is, I'm going to go ahead and do this mission. One last thing, guys, in your screen you'll have the option to buy suppressors. You always want to do it, and you always want to pick the conspirator. This is just me talking, but I always pick the conspirator. I don't have the other three unlocked, so maybe if I did I would, but the AK does look pretty nice. But thing is, I picked the conspirator because I don't know how to unlock the rest. I never did the research on it. So with that being said, the mission is starting. I'm not going to commentate through the whole thing. It's pretty self-explanatory. I just want to give you guys an idea. Thing is, you basically just go to the sub and you pick up this little thing, and the key is to stay underwater. Don't go up top because you'll get killed by the helicopters when you're on your way back, that is. So alright guys, I want to jump off and let you watch this. The next part of the guide, which is the conclusion of it as well, is the finale. That being said, that'll be on screen, or start to be on screen, at about 15 minutes and 45 seconds. I'll be back on then, and I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this whole thing. 22nd Century Gaming. Here we go.
Sonar now. You must have found it. Very good. Time to make your exit, I think.
Hello, chum. Now, it's your old friend indeed here. Now, Kana music looked to be about 2 tempo shifts away from a serious wobbly. We need the big guns flown out here right away. My personal chakra stones. Can you make it happen? You're a heartbreaker, but there's no grudges where Dave is concerned. Speak soon.
Alright guys, here we are, the finale. You're going to see the whole thing from start to finish. So, thing is, after this guide, you'll know exactly what you need to do in order to complete the heist. Alright guys, well, with that being said, Thing is, I started it. Don't worry about picking any of those things on that menu. When you hover over finale, it doesn't let you. You'll go into that menu. I did this alone, guys, because thing is, well, to tell you the truth, I'm doing it for the guide. I did it for the guide, and thing is, I didn't want other players in there, and I didn't want to fail. You know, just that sort of thing. So, you can do it by yourself, and thing is, to tell you the truth, it's kind of the best way to do it because there's just less chance of failing. If you do fail, it's on you instead of, you know, other players. And on top of that, you get really about the same cut, even if you don't grab any loot. I mean, you get about $1 million, and that's really generally what it is. So, yeah. As you can see, guys, I'm going through and selecting the different options. You want to pick for the approach vehicle, you want to pick the Kosaka. You want it for the infiltration point, you want to pick the drainage tunnel, providing you scoped it. And the same one for the next option. Then you just want to go ahead and pick day, and then you pick your weapon loadout, and yeah, guys, that's it. Make sure you have the suppressors. You're gonna need those. And then basically it just takes a little cut. It does a little cutscene, takes you to the front of the drainage tunnel, and you just swim. And then once you're there, you're gonna use a cutting torch. You probably did the mission for that, or if you haven't, you're just watching this and you haven't started the thing at all, then you're gonna have to do a mission for a cutting torch, and you'll see me use it right now. Thing is, cut the drainage tunnel gate or grate. Then just swim on in, guys, and once you get to the end, go to the top, push up, and go swim upwards. Then you're just gonna hit right on the D-pad to accept the infiltration point as your entry point, and guys, you're in. I'll be on and off on the audio, guys, because thing is that I don't want to commentate through the whole thing. I feel like it'll take away from some of the learning, or some of the understanding, or however you want to call it. With that being said, I'm just gonna jump off, and when I need to come on, I'll come on. So if you want to watch this, I'll be off and on throughout it periodically. All right, guys, thanks. Take care. Alright, guys, so first things, basically, if you follow this step by step, you'll probably be fine. But thing is, I don't really deviate from my usual course at all. But thing is, the first thing I want to say is you're looking for two things when you enter the compound. You're looking for a key card, which this guy just dropped right here. Then you're looking for the gate keys. There's two key cards. Really, in all honesty, if you're doing it by yourself, you don't need the key cards because you can't open the spots with the loot or the storage spaces, whatever. So the thing is, just forget about the key cards if you're doing it by yourself. But if not, then go ahead. You want to grab them, absolutely. Thing is, the other key card is up in the office, and you'll grab that on the way, so you don't need to worry about it. At least not right now. Thing is, the other one you want to really search for that's important if you want to do it quick as possible is the gate keys. The gate keys allow you to basically enter into the basement area where that safe and the little case is, and go right in without having to go through his office or do any of that. But you have to go up there anyways to grab the key card, but there's a part where you have to do a fingerprint clone. You probably did the mission for it. If not, you'll see when it's up there right now. Thing is, the fingerprint clone, it's to be told, it's really simple to do. All you got to do is just basically the prints are in a row going from up to down, and there's different cycles you can go through to match the prints. Well, the thing most people I don't think know, because to be quite frank, I've seen people struggle with this tons, and they're all in order. So if the top one, if you put the first one on top, and you'll know which is the first one because it's rounded and you know it's a fingerprint. Thing is, you'll put it on the first one, put that one lined up, then just go in order after that. Cycle through to the one after the one you just did, and that way you'll do it really quick and you'll never have to worry about it, guys. So yeah, the gate keys let you get down to the bottom vault without having to go to the office. The key cards let you into the storage areas with the gold and the money and the paintings. That being said, there is a safe in Mr. Rubio's office. I called him Mr. There's a safe in his office. If you go to the left of the fireplace and walk up to the wall, you can press right on the D-pad to open the safe. It's only about 50 grand in there, but still helps. That being said, guys, that's really it. And the probably the most important thing about not failing the mission when it pertains to that is don't drop any guards in front of a camera, because the camera will see the fallen guard, and thing is it'll alert the guards and all that. And obviously don't shoot a guard in front of another guard. I mean, that's kind of, I think everybody kind of knows that. There's only one last thing I'll tell you, and that is, I don't know if you just saw, but there was a guy with a minigun right there. He's the Juggernaut. You don't want to piss him off, guys. You don't want to mess with him, because in all honesty, he'll I mean, if you do that, you alert the guards, so you're probably going to start over, I mean, in all honesty anyway. But thing is, just don't mess with him, because he'll start shooting and you'll never get out of there, man. You can blow him up, but it's just a lot easier not to hassle with him. So with that being said, guys, that's pretty much it. I mean, in this video, I was stealing Sensimito, or I can't remember what it's called, Sensimito tequila. Thing is, it was in the case, so I had to use the plasma cutter, and all you do is walk up and hold R2, and it doesn't matter what speed you go. If you go slow, it'll go slow. If you go quick, it'll go quick. I mean, that's, in all honesty, that's the truth. So here's that safe, guys, and there's a little bit of health right there too. But if you're doing it all stealth, a lot of this crap just don't matter. You know, it doesn't even pertain to, like, for instance, the key cards. If you're doing it by, well, the key cards, yeah, but you get what I'm saying. With that being said, here's the print cloner. I'm going to go ahead and jump off because I don't want to talk too much. So take a good look, guys. You'll see how it's done, and I'll be on probably one more time before the end. Thanks, guys. 20 seconds CG. Thank you.
You just have to cycle through them to match them up to the target print. Remember, we know from our little reconnaissance trip that there is a keypad in the office. Worth investigating. Is that it? The elevator. We are so close. Welcome back. Yes, this display case is bulletproof and bomb-proof. The only way in is the plasma cutter. One slip, you lose your finger. Big slip, well, just ask my uncle. You know, once in the Baltic Sea, the submarine was so cold, the plasma in my plasma cutter froze. And somehow it's still overheated. There's something about coming all this way to steal a bottle of booze, which speaks to me on a very deep level. It looks like they have sealed off the drainage pipe you used to get in here. You will have to find another way out. A new shift of guards just logged in. Careful out there.
Alright, guys, two last things, really. The only thing I want to tell you, or one of them, is that when you're leaving, you have to get the gate keys to leave the compound to the front, and leaving through the front is the easiest method. It's what I do in this clip right here. So with that being said, all you're gonna want to do is, truth be told, just kill the guards. Kill the guards until you get the actual keys. The gate keys will let you out through the front, but when you go through the front, you have to try to be careful of the order that the guards go in. You just want to kind of wait behind a car or outside of the gate before you unlock it to get through successfully. Thing is, you'll see me do it, so I won't do too much about it. But once you do get through, the next thing you want to do is just run to your left. All you do is just run to the left of the island. Well, run to the left of Rubio's compound once you're out. And thing is, you just keep on going. Just keep going, and thing is, yeah, you'll get to the water, and then you just jump in the water and swim away from the island. Sometimes, guys, when you're swimming away from the island, you don't have to go to the submarine. Pavel will come on and tell you, hey, I parked the sub, but don't even listen to him. Just swim, and thing is, swim away from the island. And when you're doing that, if for some reason you get kind of far, you have to go pretty far, but if you get kind of far and it doesn't do anything, just go to the right or the left, depending on, but usually it's to the right if you went out and went straight to the left. Just go to your right, and thing is, it'll eventually do it. Just mess around with it. Sometimes, I don't know if it's like a glitch or what, but maybe probably just a bug. But thing is, yeah, that's guys, that's pretty much all you have to do to finish the finale. Alright, well, this was it. This was the guide for the Cayo Perico Heist. I did my best. Hope it was alright. Sorry about the audio. A little choppy at times, but with that being said, guys, this is 22nd CG, also known as 22nd Century Gaming. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, guys, go ahead and do so. Turn bell notifications on. It really helps me to put out more content, keeps me motivated, and, well, it lets you know and notifies you when at the time that I do. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all of you watching. It's time to jump off. Thank you, and I'm signing off.
Carry on like this and they will never know you were there. I have to move the sub, sending you the